Oh, okay. Hey guys, it's me, Kevin. Today I'm talking about this book today. It's called Removing Chains um, uh, of Childhood Abuse. Um, so, um, because this is my channel. I had a couple of subscribers, and I was looking to get into getting a couple of subscribers that wanted to actually discuss removing their chains. Um, so I bought this really cool book from a place called, where did I get it? I forgot where I got it. Oh, here it is. It's called Arc of Hope for, I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. Arc of Hope for Children. And it's a really great book. I learned a lot of great stuff. There's a lot of stories in here that you can see. There's a lot of like great stories that people like write. Like there's like a couple of different stories in here, and people talk about their stories and how they were abused sexually, and how they were abused physically, and what kind of medications they're on, and how they're dealing with that. How they're dealing, how they dealt with their sexual abuse. Like one little girl was abused sexually as a child, and I think it was like by somebody like I think it was her father or something like that, and she was like scrubbing with SOS pads or Brillo pads in the shower or something like that. It really messed her up really bad, and she was only a little girl, and well, that's kind of like her story, and along with a lot of other stories. I have a story to tell. I was actually in child pornography, and I was 17 and a half. I was at this place called Folsom Street Fair in San Francisco, which actually is every September. I think it's on September in 25th or something like that. I don't really know. But I forgot. But it's called the Folsom Street Fair in San Francisco. It's on Folsom Street. They still have it. And there was this porn producer, and he invited me to come to a um, what is it called? Interview, or not an interview, but like an interview kind of thing, like an audition for porn. And I was like thinking, oh, I'm gonna be in a porn. I'm gonna be a movie star. I'm gonna be famous. And so he auditioned to me. He had me take off my clothes and play around. He fondled me and stuff like that. And I got the part. And then so after that, I came back to do the shoot. We did the shoot. I just remember like pain, um, a lot of pain, and it was really awful. I had to do a lot of humiliating things. It was pretty graphic. It was my first enema that I ever had to use. That I remember. I thank God that they asked me to use a condom because the guy that I was going to be having sex with, the producer, had HIV. And at the time of the audition, he told me that. And at the time, I was like, I don't care. And I guess that's what got me the part. Because a lot of times in porn, they ask, are you comfortable having sex with people with HIV? And so you know, I guess being so young and so fearless, like, and thinking you're gonna be famous, thinking I was gonna be famous, I thought, this is like something that I should really do. And I was only getting $250, for this hour and a half or whatever, hour or whatever. So, at the time I was homeless. I'd ran away. I was a runaway, living on the streets of Berkeley, California, with my friends, and in San Francisco and all of that. And for me, it was like I just remember like Nazis and Black Power, and I was auditioned, or I was given other parts for to do an all black scene, and I was a young man. I was a little boy. I was like, so for me it was really scary, but I fought my way through it, and I made it on the cover. I made it on the cover of the actual um, video, the VHS, because back in '98 we had VHSs, and so it was pretty scary though because I had to come home and tell my mom about it because I'm a big mouth, I'm a blabbermouth, and so I told my mom, and healing through that was kind of the process. I ended up um, suing him later, but not before telling him that I came back to do another porno when I was like 22 for him. And then I came back to do another porno for him when I was like 22. So when I was like, when I was done with the scene, I was doing a scene for him. And then when I was done with it, I said, oh, by the way, I was like 17 when I did your porno. I was like 17 and a half when I did your porno, right? So when I told him that, he was like, he went to reach for like a gun or something. And I was like, oh, no, no, no. I mean, I was like lying or something. So I told him I was like a big fat liar. And then he said, well, can I offer you a drink? So I took the black vodka and I was like, okay, I'll have that one. And then, he gave me my money and I left. And then I ended up, you know, going to jail and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, why am I living this horrible life? Why? How come? How come? How come? And so I felt like, I needed some changes. And I'm thinking back in my life, I'm thinking, where did it all screw up? Where did it all go wrong? How come, this is happening to me now? And I'm thinking that I needed to change something about it. I'm thinking I need to do something. I needed a break. So I decided to ask one of the guards at the place where I was staying at the jail, and they said, I asked them for the penal code book, and I looked up child pornography in the penal code book, and I found out that it's a federal offense. So I talked to the FBI and blah 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 yada yada yada, and I ended up suing them. Ended up because, and I ended up getting about I think I almost got 30 grand. So I was happy with that. And then you know, I found out a couple of things about myself that, made me a stronger person. And, growing from all of that really inspired me to want to help other people and seeing what other people are going through. There's a lot of people that are going through this. There's a lot. And it's not just in child pornography. There's a lot of people that are going through this in other ways. Like it could be like, you could be in a trap house, right? You know, you could be doing child pornography. Right. I talked to other people who's like, I've done child pornography too. And I'm like, whoa, I literally thought I was like the only one. You know what I mean? And I've talked to other people who have done it. And I was like, whoa, that happened to you. I've talked to people who were way younger than me who had done it. And I was like, whoa, I can't believe you were so young. Like, and they just act like nothing had ever happened to them. And I was like, a girl, So I was like, they were like 5, and I was like, oh my god, like, so I don't know if they sued or what happens, but you know, people like Tracy Lords really inspire me because they had like hundreds of these kinds of videos out there, and they like sued hundreds of all these different producers for putting them out there like that, exploiting them really. And I just really feel like, a healing is really necessary. And so I bought this book, and there's so many people that like, go through it in their life. Um, that see, sexual things go on in their life, that are not okay, you know. And I was one of those people. I constantly was molested. I was turning tricks at 7 years old, and that's really young. I mean, it wasn't just like I was being molested. It was like I was running, like the trailer park I was making money. Like I had a job. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not funny at all. But because it's me and I'm so strong, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. What doesn't kill me makes me stronger. And I need drugs because of, I need like medication because of it. You know, I have fallen so hard. Fall, you know, the more, you know, the more that you, the higher you can go back up or something like that. So for people who, thank you, John, yeah, I like that. So for people who fall, you know, and go down this road or get trapped into some trap, like where they're having, you know, people troll them and, hey, daydreamer. For people who are actually being hurt or molested by by people, anybody for that matter, you know, can definitely find, you know, a way out. It can hurt really bad because a lot of times, you know, they end up dead, they end up on drugs, they end up on the streets, you know, they end. Somebody told me one time, a therapist actually said, um, because Kevin, that you've been hurt like this, you could end up hurting another child like that. And that's what, when he told me that, I think I was 24. When he told me that, it shattered me because nobody had ever told me anything like that before. And I didn't know it. I thought I was the victim. I always played the victim, but then I had to take a step back and look at myself or reevaluate myself because I didn't know that I was. Hey Kevin, Jose, Jose and I are. Oh cool. Oh thank you. Oh cool. I didn't know that I was actually could become, you know, a predator myself, and that's the last thing that I would want to do. I would never want to and interrupt a person's peace, especially a child. You know, so you know, for anybody who's ever been raped or hurt or molested and or you know or beaten up or anything like that, or liked it, I bought it because of that too. Because I've been bullied a lot. I don't like bullies. I don't like um you know people that molest children and things like that because a lot of that has happened to me already and I am okay. Oh cool. And because you know I'm ready to speak out now, enjoying learning how to you know figure out what's you know ahead of my future you know after I work through all of this damage that has happened to me. So as I work through the book, when you buy the book, you get it's a workshop book, and you get to learn about different things. And like so today, I talked a little bit about the book, but basically, I wanted to just pick like different things. Oh no, cool. So basically, like sometimes I wanted to talk about like maybe bullying or you know dysfunctionalism in people's houses, you know like you know or families or something like that, or um maybe mental disorders that people think like you know post traumatic stress disorder because I think I've been told I have post traumatic stress disorder because of the things that I've been through. So these are the things that I have to deal with and have to live with because of my actual lifestyle and the way that I grew up. So, and this was in the 90s. So, and it's 2018, 2000. You have, you know, what about your children? Do you have children? What do you do when you have children and you're a victim of child abuse? Or what about your mother's abuse or something like that? What do you do when you have these problems in your DNA and things like that? So there's a whole bunch of issues that go on in this your dreams. There's like for right here there's there's a uh, a poem that says The Mirror by M. Grazino. It says, the mirror is my enemy. When I look inside, I see a little girl who is lost, so lost. Tears well up in me. She looks so frightened, so very sad. I can reach out or touch. It's just too hard to look at her. The memories are just too much. I know she needs my guidance. She reminds me of all my fears. Hate I see inside her eyes. She sheds so many tears. I walk away, I leave her. Can't bear to see her cry. I try so hard to block it out. There's just too many tears to dry. As I turn, I look back into the mirror. My adult self I see. So many thoughts remembered. Oh, how they envelop me. If I could smash that mirror, that little girl would disappear. But then she would be trapped inside, lost for eternity. I turn around at to look at her, my little self, how sadness prevails. I can't leave her fears locked up inside. Can't bear it. She looks so frail. Prose by Maria Giordano. Well, I know, isn't that deep? It says that she wrote this on June 7th, 2016. I wrote this when I was in the first stages of my healing journey many years ago on my blog, www.nipperscats.blogspot.ca. I am now healed and post this for those in their healing journey in hopes. Oh, that's so sweet, and hope it helps them. See, it's this is stuff that like really touches my heart, and I hope it really touches your guys' hearts too, because um the table because it really hurts me to hear that like a lot of these people are going through like their pain like this. Like, I mean, everybody's is special and unique too. Like, my pain and suffering is mine, yours is yours, theirs is theirs, because when I really read when I really read this book, I'm finding that like, everybody's is unique in their own way. And it's just, now that I'm going over it tells me that even more. Yeah, thank you. I'm a very open-minded person. I'm very open. So the table of contents, I won't read that, but well, I could. It sucks. It says, it's not really that long. It's only one page. It says, "I will help you. Surviving child abuse and poverty." The Mirror, by which is what we just read by M. Gerzino. Don't ever give up. Healing. Writing set me free. Exclusive hope. Stronger in broken places. Out of pain comes strength. Survivor. Or out of pain comes strength. Survivor, Why Me, My Story, Inner Peace, Hidden Shame, No More, Bruised, Fostering Hope, Love Wins. And the cool thing about this book is that when you do buy this book, and or whether you buy this book or not, but they have a little area, and for the people who want to, you can write to their you can write to their company, or you can write to submissions at tgimonline.us, and you can write your own story, and you can have it published in this book, and it's called Removing Chains of Child Abuse. It's a workbook. It's writing for the soul in my lives, because I think that this is what we're going to be learning about in our workshop. And then that's what we're going to do. And that's going to be my contribution to the world. And it starts off with this really cool spiritual note. It says, I will bless you. And I think right there you're supposed to say your name. So I'm going to say, I will bless you, Kevin, with a future filled with hope, a future of success, not of suffering. Jeremiah 29:11. Yeah. So enter your name there. And remember that your chains can be broken and you can be healed from all this. And I hope to see you next time. I got to go because my phone is dying. So I'll talk to you later. All right, you guys. Bye bye.